I opened my eyes and looked around me. I had no idea where on earth I was, but I knew that wherever I was, it was a dangerous place to be. Help! Help! Let me out of here! Suddenly, I stopped screaming. I thought I had heard a noise. Yes, there it was again. Is there someone there? Can you hear me? A door burst open and 5 girls came into the room. I recognized them immediately. They were the popular girls from school. My heart sank as one by one, they all began to smile evilly at me. This story is pretty shocking, but what you will find out at the end will blow your mind. I suppose I'd better start at the beginning, so you'll understand the full story. I was in class one Monday morning and I was feeling really nervous. You see, today was different to most Mondays, because this morning, my sister had helped me to get ready for school. She had done my hair up nice and chosen some pretty clothes for me to wear, a kind of mini makeover. The reason she had helped me because it was my birthday. It was her present to me. The boys will be all over you when they see you looking this good. Ew, gross. I was the first student in class. I sat there waiting, wondering if anyone would even notice my changed look. But as the other students came in, one by one, it was quite obvious that they could see the difference in me. Every boy just stared at me in shock. You see, when I say makeover, I mean a makeover, like total transformation. I used to wear these massive square glasses and my hair was always smelly and wiry. There were even times when I could find some random piece of paper or twig in my hair. And my clothes were always gray, the most simple, plain things I could find to put on. Usually they were stained too. But my sister helped change all that. So to the boys in class, it was like I was a totally different person. But even though I knew I looked different, I wasn't expecting to receive any compliments. But I was wrong.
Hey, Lucy, is that really you? You look amazing.
Wow, you look so different. I love your hair.
I wasn't used to anyone saying anything nice about my appearance, so I immediately started blushing. But my happiness soon turned into fear when I saw the popular girls entering the classroom. There were 5 of them, and they went everywhere together. I call them the Chihuahuas, because their voices sound all high-pitched and annoying. For a minute, I thought they weren't going to notice me, but then one of them caught my eye.
Well, 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 what do we have here? Is little old Lucy coming out of her shell?
I tried just to ignore them, hoping they would leave me alone, but they just kept on picking on me.
You must have spent hours this morning getting ready for school. I bet you think you look pretty, don't you?
I was about to answer when one of the boys jumped in to defend me.
Hey, stop being mean. Lucy looks great. Leave her alone.
I blushed again.
I'm serious. Just get off her case, okay?
The popular girls scowled at me, but they did as the boys said and went and sat down at the back of the classroom. When I got home from school that day, I told my mom all about what had happened. They were so mean to me, Mom. I was so embarrassed.
Just ignore them, darling. It's so obvious they're jealous of you.
I guess you're right. If I see them tomorrow, I'll just stay out of their way.
That's probably a good idea. They'll soon get used to your new look and leave you alone.
But when I woke up the next morning, I wasn't so sure. I think I'll tone down things a bit today. I don't want to draw any more attention to myself. So that day, I just wore some simple jeans and a shirt, no makeup. But I did wear my new glasses, and of course, my hair still looked good. When I arrived at school, I was hoping to blend into the background, hoping that no one would notice me. But it wasn't to be. Just like the day before, all the boys came flocking around me, paying me compliments again.
You really do look amazing, Lucy.
I glanced at the boy and smiled. Thank you.
Look, I've been wanting to ask you something for ages.
What?
Would you like to go out with me?
What, on a date?
Yes, I mean, if you want to.
My heart skipped a beat. I couldn't believe the good-looking boy wanted to take me out. But before I had a chance to say yes, the chihuahuas appeared out of nowhere.
Wow, what do we have here? Isn't it the ugly duckling?
Yeah, but she thinks she's turned into a swan.
Leave her alone. You girls are only jealous of her. She's 10 times prettier than any of you and 100 times nicer.
The chihuahuas looked at me with hatred on their faces. I could see that they were humiliated.
You'll rue this day. Mark my words.
Fear crept through my body. There was something evil in the way she had said those words that made me convinced she was going to seek some sort of revenge.
Don't listen to her. I won't let anything happen to you.
I smiled at the boy, but inside, I was still afraid. That afternoon, I was walking home from school thinking about the events of the day when a car suddenly screeched to a stop in front of me. Before I had time to realize what was going on, someone had jumped out and put a sack over my head. Ah! Help! Help! But no one heard my muffled screams. The next thing I knew, I was being bundled into the car and driven off. I don't know if it was from the fear or if they'd actually knocked me on my head, but suddenly everything went black and I passed out. I opened my eyes and looked around me. I had no idea where on earth I was, but I knew that wherever I was, it was a dangerous place to be. Help! Help! Let me out of here! Suddenly, I stopped screaming. I thought I had heard a noise. Yes, there it was again. Is there someone there? Can you hear me? A door burst open and 5 girls came into the room. I recognized them immediately. They were the popular girls from school. My heart sank as one by one, they all began to smile evilly at me. Ah! Let me go! I demand that you untie me and let me go! But instead of undoing the ropes around my wrists, they just stood there laughing at me. What are you going to do with me? They all smiled at me evilly.
We're going to make sure you're never seen again.
I was absolutely petrified. My hands started shaking and I wanted to cry. Suddenly, the door flew open and, to my surprise, my mom came flying in. But it wasn't just that my mom was there that surprised me. It was the fact that she was wearing a ninja outfit. I watched in shock as my mom began throwing kicks and punches left, right, and center. One by one, she knocked each of the chihuahuas to the floor. They didn't stand a chance against my mom. Once they were all out cold, my mom ran over to me and undid the ropes, setting me free. Oh, Mom, I thought they were going to kill me.
Don't worry, darling, I'm here now. They're never going to hurt you again, I promise.
My mom was right. After she told the police what they'd done to me, they were all arrested and sent to jail. But that was a long time ago. I'm a lot older now. I'm married and I have a family of my own. In fact, you'll be pleased to know that I ended up marrying the boy that had asked me out on a date at school. Life seemed good. I thought I would never hear from the chihuahuas again. But I was wrong. It was summertime and we were on holidays. I was sitting at the hotel poolside when all of a sudden, I saw the 5 of them at the other side of the pool. My heart turned cold when I realized it was them. They all looked older, but it was definitely them. I turned to my husband. Look, it's the chihuahuas. They're over there.
Don't be silly.
But when my husband turned to see who I was pointing at, he stopped mid-sentence.
Oh my God, you're right. I'm calling the police.
I turned to see where my children were, but one of them was missing. That's when I heard her scream.
Mommy!
I looked over and I saw that the chihuahuas had a hold of my daughter. You stay here with Daniel, I'm going to take care of the chihuahuas. I ran after them and caught hold of my daughter's hand. The chihuahuas surrounded me and started laughing.
Oh, little Lucy, what are you going to do? There's no mama to protect you now, is there?
You're all crazy.
Maybe, but at least we're popular. Now, prepare to die.
But this time, I wasn't afraid. I looked at them and smirked. Good luck with that. You see, after our little ordeal, I made sure to take a karate class. I took up a fighting stance. And guess what? I'm a black belt. The chihuahuas faltered. I looked at my little girl. Quick, run back to daddy. As I watched her run off safely towards my husband, I turned my attention back to the chihuahuas. I remember a long time ago you told me that I would rue the day. Well, now it's your turn to be afraid.
We're not scared of you. You might have a black belt, but there are 5 of us and only 1 of you.
But despite their bravado, I could smell their fear. You are going to regret ever saying anything nasty to me. Then, before they had a chance to say anything more, I started attacking them. One by one, I destroyed them all. I threw punch after punch and sent them flying through the air with a kick. Eventually, they all lay in a heap on the ground. As they lay there gasping, the wind knocked out of them. I strolled over and whispered very quietly, "You will never come near me or my family ever again. Do you understand?" They just laid there staring at me. I said, "Do you understand?" Yes. I walked back over to where my husband was sitting with our 2 children. "Everything okay, darling?" "Everything is perfect. Don't worry, we won't be hearing from them ever again."